What's up, everybody? I am calling customer support right now. In fact, I'm going to chime in my Bluetooth so it's good and loud so you can hear what they're saying. All the gig apps give us free bags, hot bags, for carrying our hot, cold items. Um,
Thank you for
I'd like to know
calling
how to get
Uber
them from
Support.
Uber Eats.
Let's get you to the right agent. Para español, presione dos. Please note this call will be recorded for quality and training purposes. In a few words, how can I help you today? You can say things like, document approval, or I can't sign in.
I have a question for customer support.
I think you're asking to talk to an agent. To better assist you, please help me understand why you're calling today. You can say things like, problem cashing out, or trip missing from my statement.
I need help with hot bags.
I understand you're calling about a delivery bag. To purchase an insulated bag, please visit the website t.uber.com/bags. That's t.uber.com/bags. If you've already ordered a bag and need help with your order, you can reach out directly to the supplier by email. Their email address is help@uberonlinestore.com.
Please connect me with customer service.
Uber Online Store is all one word.
Customer service
Listen
rep.
to this message again. Just say, repeat it. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Yes, I want to speak with customer service. Customer
Before
service.
I connect you, please say your date of birth for verification. For example, say January 1st, 1975.
September 21st, 1970.
Got it. September 21st, 1970. Please stay on the line, and we will connect you to the next available team member.
Damn. Not sure what they're gonna say. They're probably gonna tell me to go to the website and buy them. I know there's an Uber Eats store where you can buy these hot bags from and other merch. I'm not sure what other merch, but we'll find out here.
Hi, thank you for calling the Spanish Support. My name is Dio. How are you today?
I'm not too bad. I just have a quick question for you. Did you say your name's Neil? Okay, Neil. I deliver for Uber Eats primarily. I want to know how to get free hot bags from Uber Eats since all the other gig apps give us free hot bags. And
The free handouts, okay?
What?
1 second, let me just check my resources here. So I'll be able to properly address your concern, okay?
Okay.
Okay, have hot dogs for the orders, right?
Yeah, for the food orders. Or if I mean, it's getting warm over here, and some people are ordering ice cream and stuff. I mean, they double as a cold bag as well.
Okay. 1 second, Timothy, just checking my resources here. I'm just having small latency issue here, but I'm currently checking on it, okay?
Okay.
Would you mind if I place this call on hold for not more than 2 minutes?
More than how many minutes?
Not more than 2 minutes.
3 minutes?
Not more than 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. I thought you said 10 minutes first. Yeah, go ahead, Neil.
I'm sorry. It's just not more than 2 minutes, okay? I'll get right back to you.
Okay. I'll be here. I'm going to throw it out there to them. I wear an Uber Eats hat that I had to buy on Amazon. They don't give you these either. I'm the only one in St. Louis that I've seen that wears an Uber Eats hat. I have seen some DoorDash hats. I think I needed to pick a less busy road to do this on. But I'm right next to a lake and a park with a tree right here shading me from the sun. I thought it was a good place, so all these cars start blowing by both directions. But yeah, I deliver Uber Eats food in a DoorDash or Grubhub bag. Or I'll go in the restaurant with my Grubhub or DoorDash bag with my Uber Eats hat on because I'm picking up an Uber Eats order. I think it's only fitting they should give us free bags. I mean, for DoorDash, you only have to make one. You only have to complete one delivery. And they send you. I mean, it's a crappy bag, but.
I think the there, sorry for the long wait.
Oh, that's all right.
So much for patiently waiting. So yes, unfortunately, here this insulated bag is not for free. You need to purchase this from Uber.
Purchase what offer?
This insulated bag.
Okay, well.
For the deliveries. For the delivery.
Well, I'm not gonna buy one. I work for the company. I think we should be provided. I'm going in restaurants and dropping off food at customers' houses that I'm picking up for Uber Eats, and I've got it in a Grubhub or a DoorDash bag. I'm advertising for DoorDash and Grubhub, but I'm working for Uber Eats. I wear an Uber Eats hat that I had to buy off of Amazon because you guys don't give us hats in either. I've made over 700 deliveries, completed over 700 deliveries with a 99% satisfaction rate for Uber Eats. I mean, with DoorDash, you take one delivery. They give you one delivery. They give you a free bag. With Grubhub, you take no deliveries. They send you a really nice bag on top of that. DoorDash bag isn't very good, but that Grubhub bag, it's a bomb, man. It's good. And I think Uber Eats should, suit us up properly for the task that you challenge us to do, which is deliver the food to the people's house, hot or cold, keeping its integrity so they keep ordering, making Uber Eats more money. Understand? You follow me? I want a free bag. How do I get it?
I'm currently doing my documentations right now, so I'll be able to escalate that to our local team department. Because yes, upon checking here, this insulated bag is this is not for free.
Yeah, I've seen the store. I see you can buy one, but I don't want to buy one. You should provide us with them. That's my question. That's my statement, basically, because we work for you, and the other companies out there provide us with it. And I mean, to continue working and keeping a good relationship, you should supply us with tools to make our job better and advertise for Uber Eats so you keep a job. Because I mean, if the more the word gets on Uber Eats, the bigger it gets, the more the company can prosper. I mean, it's marketing, man. It's just marketing. That's all they got to do is provide us with one free bag. That's throw us a bone, to make us want to work for them more.
Yes, I'm currently getting this documented, so I'll be able to inform our local team department regarding your feedback. Okay.
Okay, and you tell them I want a free bag. They got my address.
Yes. We got your address here. I'll make sure that once we got a proper resolution, once we got a response coming regarding this concern, we'll be reaching out to you by messaging to prepare back. Okay.
Okay. Well, I think you, Neil, see if you can pass that along to your higher ups. And I mean, come on, I just think it's right. That's only right to do. Help us out. Just one freebie. You have a great day, Neil.
You do have a great day as well, and thank you so much for understanding. I'll make sure this will be noticed, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for calling Diamond Support, Timothy.
I appreciate it, sir.
Okay? Have a good one.
Yes, you do. Happy St. Patty's Day. That's gonna go nowhere. I knew calling them. And what's up, Jason? I just called customer support for our driver support with Uber Eats. To get a free hot bag. And I know they got, if you go to their website, they've got a Uber Eats merch store where you can purchase a hot bag. I told them I don't want to buy one. I want one for free. Everybody else gives us a free bag. I deliver and pick up food for Uber Eats, and I put it in a DoorDash or a Grubhub bag. Yeah, it is. It is just, we're up to 3,557 watch hours, whereas about a week ago is when they chopped it down. I was right. I should be closing in on 3,700 right now because I was about to hit 3,600. And then all of a sudden I check it and I'm at 3,400 even flat. I'm like, what? What just happened? Yeah, I don't know where the hours went. It's just something that happens. And yeah, I should have got a much quieter street to park on. That was loud as hell. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. If you actually see in the streams over 12 hours, you can log off. It doesn't matter. Those hours don't accumulate after 12 hours of stream time. I try, and that's why I reset the stream so often, because only the first 12 hours count. And at one point, if you went over 12 hours, none of the hours counted. If I went 12 hours and 10 minutes on my live stream or any live stream, boom, it's gone. None of that just counted. All 12 hours. The first 12 hours, nothing. But now I've noticed that I am getting credit for that. Either that, or I haven't looked at my shorts in a while. There could be a lot of people going back and watching some old crypto shorts from months ago. Maybe some of my keto videos I put out, keto shorts, but I don't think so. And I think these little things I'm doing here are working pretty good as well. But yeah, I'm hoping, I know it's not, but I am hoping that Neil guy I just talked to over there in India does pass that along to some higher ups, and maybe us Uber Eats drivers will get a free hot bag someday. I mean, I thought it was a valid argument. We worked for them. I got an Uber Eats hat on that I paid for on Amazon, because I don't know that they have one on their actual merch store. But they do have hot bags, and I want one of them. I like them. It's a green bag. It's pretty cool looking. And I don't want to pay for it because I didn't. DoorDash. I got a DoorDash pizza bag in the back. Then I got my Grubhub. This bag is killer for a free bag. And also with Grubhub, if you actually do a lot of Grubhub deliveries, which I don't, I've only taken like 6 because I can't stand their app. I'm going to give them a try here probably within a couple weeks. I'm going to go a day and try for 3 hours, just see what I can do on Grubhub, like maybe lunch shift or something on Grubhub. But if you hit 100 deliveries on Grubhub, they send you, apparently this isn't their nice bag. And this is a pretty nice bag, but they send you their nice bag, 2 of them, if you hit 100 deliveries on Grubhub. And like I said, I don't like the app, so I just don't use it. I do well enough with between mainly Uber Eats and then what I get from DoorDash. What was I going to look for here? I wanted to check while I'm on here, check to see if I got my gas surcharge from last night. I didn't take many deliveries last night. I couldn't access yesterday's sales last night. It wouldn't tell me. Okay, now it is. It was showing me Tuesdays. All it was showing me was Tuesdays with the gas surcharge, and I have not received my gas surcharge yet from last night, but it looks like I only took, let's see, that was a double. I think that was 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I only took 5 deliveries last night with Uber Eats. One was a double. But on those 5 deliveries, I made $56.50. Yeah, there's no other. Yeah, I haven't got my surcharge yet. I don't know what they're paying us. On Monday or Tuesday, I took 9 deliveries. I got $1.80, which isn't much, but I'll take whatever I can get. That broke down. I took 9 deliveries. That broke down to 20 cents a delivery, which I think we need a little more than that. I mean, they're charging. It's a surcharge. They're charging the customer for it. Or they should, or just bump up the fare to $4 instead of $3 until gas prices go back down, or leave it there permanently. I mean, a lot of times they'll hike up. In the past, we've seen they'll hike up gas prices. This is one of the reasons they did it before, when it went up, when it did crack $4 an hour here in St. Louis, $4 a gallon. It was like $1.40 before that. It went from like $1.30, $1.40 for just plain old cheap regular gas up to over $4 a gallon. But when it dropped back down to $2.25, we thought that sounded cheap. Even though it was, damn near $1 more than what it was before it went up. And we loved it for that, but eventually it came down a little more. But yeah, they just made us think that they brain warped us. What do they call that? Brainwashed us. They brainwashed us into thinking $2 sounds cheap for gas. And I'll tell you, I'd take it at $2 right now. That'd be great. But I'm gonna end this stream because this was just for the customer service call. I'll be delivering a little while, probably later, till probably at least 10 o'clock tonight. I got out a little later than I wanted to. I wanted to get out about 3, but I was cleaning stuff up around the house, and now it's 4:48. I wanted to make this call as soon as I got out, and I drove up to this park right up the street from my house. That's what I'm looking at. There's a little lake over there. That's the Benton Park Lagoon. Oh, actually, they call it the Benton Park Lake now. They used to call it the Benton Park Lagoon. They only stock it with catfish and bluegill. However, I came up here about 3 or 4 months ago, and over there's a fountain that's not running right now. I'm not sure why it's not running, but I could see something out there under the water, like some old Christmas trees or something. So I put my little spinnerbait out there. By God, I ended up catching like 4 nice crappie. I mean, they're 12 inch crappie. I mean, and they weren't the same one. I didn't catch the same one 4 times. And they're not supposed to be in here. But with the first time I ever fished in this lake, we're not too far from the Mississippi River here. I fished the whole thing, and I wasn't getting anything, not even a bite. I finally caught a couple of bluegill, and they were really nice, good sized, feisty bluegill. And some old timer had been sitting on a park bench the whole time I was here. Right where I started and where I ended, I walked the entire lake. It's not very big. It's only like 5-6 foot deep in the middle too. But he said 2 kids came up from the river like a month and a half earlier and dropped about a 2 or 2.5 foot alligator gar in the damn lake. I'm like, oh crap. No wonder I'm not getting anything. Gar, if you're unfamiliar with alligator gar in the rivers, especially like the Mississippi, eat 3 times their body weight a day. That's all they do. They eat. So you got a 40-pound. Well, we'll say that 2.5 foot gar. We'll say it was 3 pounds, maybe 4. It's eating like 12 pounds of other fish a day until it grows, and it keeps doing that because there's gar that's over 300 pounds in the Mississippi. They're dinosaurs. They're freaking huge. They're what do they call that? An invasive species or something that. One of those. I don't know if they require you to kill them. I know if I catch them I don't fish in the Mississippi, but a small river called the Merrimack that feeds into the Mississippi. I'll fish that and they'll catch gar, and I just toss them up on the bank, let them die, or throw them in the fire. I always have a fire going. Just throw them. It's mean. You're trying to catch catfish, or cats. Well, I do know this. I will not be out as late as I was last night. I was on a mission last night, and my mission, I did not succeed. Oh my gosh, what is it saying? It's saying I do. Oh wait, I forgot about my, I'm waiting for the gas surcharge. I was trying to break $100, and Wednesdays suck. Wednesdays are horrible, and I just didn't do it. But the gas surcharge might put me there. Between DoorDash and Uber Eats. Uber Eats will give me the surcharge. DoorDash, I think you got to drive like 100 miles and then they give you like $15, and I'll more than likely hit that by the end of the week on DoorDash. I don't know. And if you drive more miles, it goes up. I haven't really looked into how they're doing it on the DoorDash too much. It's not. I mean, I get shitty gas mileage. It's a drop in the barrel when they said they're gonna give me $15. I'm like, I just spent 110 for 29 gallons, a little over that. I've got a 35-gallon gas tank in here. So if anybody out there wants to tell me I have a 29-gallon tank, so I keep being told I have a 29-gallon tank. Well, I just put over 29 gallons in it like 3 days ago. I was at Monday, I think it was Monday. No, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday I went and filled it up. And before I went up there, I hit the gas station by my house and put $8 in just so I could make it, because that gas gauge was on walk when I started it up next day. I thought I had a little more than that when I got home the night before. The low fuel light was not on when I got home, but it was when I started it up the next day. It's almost like somebody's siphoning my fuel when I'm asleep. Stink bait? Well, you know what's funny? When I caught those crappie that day up here, I was over that way. Well, earlier I was over this way before I walked all the way around and ended up over that way. Right by that little bridge, you could see on the left side of that bridge, right down on that sidewalk, I was casting up underneath that bridge with the same exact spinnerbait that I caught those crappie on, and I caught 2 channel cat. on a spinnerbait. I've never done that. Just a little spinnerbait. Shit, I got the hell. I got it back. I got the pole back. Oh no, the pole's in my trunk. Not my trunk, the bed of my truck. I forgot. It's a breakdown. I usually always keep a fishing pole in there. I don't have any tackle with me though, but I do have that lure on there, that little spinnerbait that I caught 4 crappie and 2 catfish on. I think I did have to change the body on it once, but I can't. I think I caught. I do think I caught a catfish one time, but I didn't catch that catfish. I snagged it. That I don't can't. I mean, I did land it, but he did not strike at that, and that was a spinnerbait too, a much bigger one. That was like 25 years ago, but yeah, he didn't strike at it. I snagged him. I don't call that a catch. Yeah, crappie I catch on spinners all the time, or rooster tails, or even little crappie jigs. I can fish my butt off for crappie if I know they're there. Sometimes it's also if you're using minnows. I always prefer artificial. Um, but I was in a crappie tournament one time with my brother-in-law at Mark Twain Lake up near Hannibal, Missouri, and I think there was 112 teams or something like that, or 85 teams. I can't remember. It was a contractor event. This general contractor used to throw this once a year, and I only got to get in at one time with my brother-in-law because we were floor layers and we did work for him. So we got in it, and we took, I think, either 8th or 12th place. I can't remember. But he fishes this lake. I'd never, ever fished in this lake, and he swore by minnows, man. That's what caught him. Minnows, that's what you'll tear them up. And we got there in the morning. We got there. We had a boat. He's like, you ain't gonna catch nothing with that stuff. I was using little crappie jig things, whatever, with little Berkeley nibbles, crappie nibbles, and he's fishing with his minnows, not getting anything. I'm popping them in. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, this isn't how this lake works. Minnows work, but minnows weren't working. So he said, hey man, you got any extra jigs and nibbles? And I'm like, yeah. Like, who you with? I got my tackle box like going to the damn bait and tackle store. I probably had like 30 of each size, color, you name it. And yeah, we ended up, it was either 8th or 12th. I can't remember. I know I won tickets to a St. Louis Cardinals baseball game from that. And I can't remember what else. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I tore them up with artificial. I never put one minnow on any of my hooks. It was great. And it was also cool proving him wrong. Yeah, I used to go fishing a whole lot. I mean, a whole lot. I mean, there's 7 days in a week, and I usually, in the summertime, will be fishing 6 of those. Because I worked, that was back in the 90s. I bartended nights a lot. So I didn't have to be at work till 6 o'clock, so I could go fishing all day. And if usually I'd run home and take a shower before I went bartending because I've been fishing all day. But I'll tell you what, and if it was hot, if the lake was hot, man, and they were biting, or the river wherever I was, because I never had a boat. I just bank fish, and I prefer rivers because the fish fight so much better. But I don't, or big creeks. They're like a small river. There's some big creeks here. They're like a small river. You can catch smallies and smallmouth. That's fun. I mean, you never get any keepers out of there. I think state of Missouri, Missouri Conservation keeper size is like 18 inches on a smallmouth, which is freaking huge for. I mean, I was catching maybe a foot long, but they fought. You just use light tackle, man. Use light gear, and it's like catching a bluefin tuna or something. When you're using 4 or 6 pound test line and an ultralight. And streams, I mean, my go-to is a spinnerbait, man. Even in lakes, I always use a spinnerbait. That's my go-to. Not a spinnerbait, a rooster tail. I love rooster tails, but in this little lake, there's so much crap in there. I use a treble hook. I'm gonna lose a lot of rooster tails. So my little spinnerbaits I use are pretty much weedless. They don't get snagged up too much. So I don't lose much gear. I hate to go and lose a bunch of gear. But yeah, if they were hot, man, I'd go straight from the lake to the bar, smelling like fish and sweat. I didn't care. I used to love it. Then I bought a snow cone stand. In like 1999, I bought a snow cone stand. There went my fishing career. I got a buddy. following my dream. He's been out hitting a big. I mean, he's damn near pro level bass tournament now. I mean, he may be in the pro levels. I don't know. He's out on a tournament right now, or just got back from it. He keeps putting his pictures of these up on Facebook. I think he's doing partners or teams or whatever it's called, which is what I want to do. Oh man, somebody's smoking weed. My truck just got filled up with weed smoke from somewhere. It probably came out of a car driving by. I don't think it was those young girls with a baby walking by, but it could have been. Where are you at again? Oregon, Central Oregon, or are you in Oklahoma? I think that was Adam that was in Oklahoma. Somebody was in Oklahoma. Or maybe that was you in Oklahoma with the 3-2 beer. Okay, yeah, you are Oklahoma. That's Adam that's in Central Oregon. I'll get it straight one of these times. I'll screw it up enough and I'll never forget. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at something. All right. I flipped a button on my door last night and it was dark. I couldn't see what the hell I flipped. It was the lock button. I had it locked so my passengers that I never have can't roll down their window. Yeah, I love to fish, but I'm mainly a lake. I'm not a deep sea fisherman. That's Jonathan K that pops on her. He's down in Miami. And he likes to go snook fishing. In fact, I gotta drop him a text because I saw a TikTok video earlier of, oh shit, it didn't copy it. Oh, I might have been on my other phone, which I don't have it. Okay, never mind. I copied that link, damn it, from TikTok. I wanted to show them how to catch a snook in or a monster snook in 10 seconds. They caught it from a boat though. I've never went snook fishing. I never heard of a snook until I met Jonathan K. Yeah, this Merrimack I fish on, it feeds into the Mississippi. Now, if you go up to where the Merrimack begins, that's Merrimack Springs State Park. They have a trout hatchery there, so you actually go up there. They've got campgrounds. You camp out, go trout fishing. They got five trout limit per day. I forgot the length they have to be, but I'll limit out every time I go there. I was even told the first time I went there, I actually took 17. The way it worked out between my normal days off, I took 17 days off in a row. I took 2 weeks off, but it worked out to 17 because I sandwiched it in between days off. And owner said I'm not allowed to do that ever again because I ran the place. I was I know I was at least the bar manager at the time. I don't know if I was a GM at that point or not. It was sometime around then. But yeah, this guy had a secret family recipe for these little freaking dough balls he made out of bread and mayonnaise or something. I don't know what it was. He wouldn't tell me the recipe. Top secret family recipe. And I used none of that. Again, another friend, but the other one was my brother-in-law. This one was a friend. Said I'm not going to catch any trout because I was using 4-pound test line. Actually, I was using 10-pound test line with a 4-foot 4-pound test leader because those trout have really good eyesight. They can see your line. I was using little trout hooks made for catching trout. That's why I didn't know why he was arguing with me so much about it. And I was using little trout worms. There's little straight worms, and I was rigging up wacky worm style. I'd hook it right in the middle. I didn't like string it up like no Carolina rig or Texas rig or anything like that. Just literally hook right in the middle of it so it dangled, both ends of it dangled. And orange was the color that day. And I was catching them a lot faster. He was catching them. His bait was working, but it's gonna get loud in a second. This dude on this little scooter thing. It's mini bike. I don't know what you call that. It's like a very small, like Schwinn style bicycle with a motor on it. It's not. That's smaller than a 20-inch bike, I think. Maybe it was only a 20-inch, but it's old school Schwinn with the double backbone on top. But yeah, I tore him up, man. Those trout. He even though he said it wouldn't work, but then all these people, it's so competitive there. Literally, like every 5 foot, there's somebody fishing. And they old timers, young people, you name it, of all ages, saw I was using orange, and my stringer was about 10 foot down the bank from me, and I had to walk down there and hook a fish on it. I come back, old dude took my spot. I'm like, dude, this is my spot. I was fishing here. and he had switched to orange. Whatever he was using was orange. Everybody around me switched to orange. It was crazy. I'm like, y'all suck. I figure it out, and I figure out what they're hitting on, and then you take my spot. Just because I was hooking a fish on a stringer, and I think I only had like 2 or 3 keepers at that point, so I still I had fishing to do. And you can go further down. There's another river that meets there or something. I forgot what it is, but outside of the hatchery area, there's bigger trout. I never had any good luck with those bigger trout though. But yeah, trout fishing can be fun. I've heard of Arkansas River, Deep Fork River. I haven't even heard of those. Merrimack just runs. I was trying to use Google Earth just to see how far up the Merrimack runs because I found, or whatever this, they were still calling it the Merrimack, where Merrimack Springs State Park is. Beyond that, like past that, there was a river that they were calling Merrimack, and I was under the understanding that the Merrimack started at Merrimack Springs Park, and there's this when it goes downstream, another emerges with another river. They call it something, I don't remember what it is, but I didn't know that was the Merrimack River it merged with. I'll have to look it up I never did find the beginning of it. It just kept going west into Missouri. And yeah, it was hard to pick it up sometimes because it's dried up in places because they take, those Google Earth takes pictures different times of the year. So it went from lush green to one square. It's all dry and everything's dead. No water running down the creek. Yeah, we have a few lakes in Missouri. I mean, we got the big one, Lake of the Ozarks. It's a popular one. A lot of people know the Mark Twain Lake, Lake Wapapella, which isn't very big. That was the first lake. I was in 7th grade. First lake I ever piloted a boat on. It was a pontoon boat. Table Rock Lake down in Branson, Missouri, which a lot of people heard of Little Nashville. Branson, Missouri. With all their variety shows and stuff down there. Dolly, what do they call it? Dollywood, I think is down there. Or Dolly Parton's got some big thing down there. Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede, I think it's called. Big tourist area down there. I've never really seriously fished Table Rock Lake because it's like 6 hours away from here. And I never go away for the weekend. I never leave, so I got to have things within an hour or two, and I can actually get to Lake of the Ozarks in about 2.5 hours if I want to. I lived down there in summer of '93. I went down there in the spring with actually my buddy that's becoming the pro fisherman guy. It was me, him, and another guy went down there for a weekend. We stayed 5 days, but his brother was actually I had a few friends that went down to work for the summer, and they all got apartments and stuff. And I went down there. It's the first time I'd been to Lake of the Ozarks and fell in love with the place. And that's why we stayed 5 days instead of just a weekend. And when we came back, all I did was went and packed more crap, and I drove straight back down to the lake. And was down there for 5 months. I never had a steady job. I had like 2 part-time jobs. I worked at like a total of a month. I never had an address. I never slept in my car. I always found somewhere to crash. It was the funnest summer I've ever had. Went fishing a lot. One of the jobs I had was at Grand Glaze Resort, down on their dock, renting out wet bikes and pontoon boats and boats I did that for like 2 weeks. I had free access. I got to use that equipment too. But, man, I was like 23. I was too much into having fun and partying. So I could have stayed working there all summer had I not been a dumbass and had free access to boats and wet bikes, sea-doos, whatever you call them. Jet skis all summer long. But no, I met the right people with the big boats, the big Scarabs, Sea Rays, whatever, all the big ones with the twin 454s and shit. And I got an ex-aunt that lives down there. Well, she lives up here, but she's got a house down there in one of them big super boats. Yeah, Four Seasons, yeah. You can actually rent those places for the weekend. Condos down there in the Village of Four Seasons. Yeah, I haven't been down there. Wow, jeez. It was right around Christmas time the last time I was down there. I think it was actually like Christmas Day or something. Christmas Eve. It was right around Christmas at the Grand Glaze Bridge, the dam, Grand Glaze Dam. I was down on the lower side of it. Um, where at certain times of the year they do um, paddlefish or spoonbill, whatever you want to call them. They do snagging down there. Uh, and I'm fishing down below the dam, a little too close, but I got so bored. I could see a little trickle of a creek or something coming out on the left side, and I was casting about 20 foot out from that. I think you're supposed to be further than 75 foot from the dam or something like that. I was a little closer, but I was using it was a semi ultralight. I think I might have had 6 pound test line. Yeah, I was probably had 6 pound test line with a little rooster tail. And I'm hitting about a 12-inch bass every freaking time I'm casting. I got to the point I got bored. And then further out, I saw this big swirl. So I cast way out there. And with that thing, with that 6 pound test, boy, I could cast far with my little open face reel. Um, and then I hooked into something and I started to run, I thought. And then it wasn't. And it was like just pulling in a log. I'm like, I just snagged something. And these two guys were a little bit down the bank from me. They're like, you got something? I'm like, nah, I think I just got a log. I thought it took off, but this 6 pound test line doesn't take much to make it feel like I got a monster on there. Well, then it took off. It was yanking my drag out, man. It wasn't a log. And it took me nearly an hour to land it. I told the guys on the bank, I didn't know, at that point I had no clue what I had on there. I got it up about 20 foot from the bank one time, and it did a belly roll, and I thought it was a big giant cat. Because I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw this belly, and it looked like a big giant catfish, a big white belly. Then I finally got it close enough to see it. It was a freaking paddlefish. I'm like, how in the hell did I catch a paddlefish? They don't. How did I hook it? Because they don't. All they do is swim around with their mouth open, and that's how they eat. Things go in there. But they helped me land it. That thing was freaking huge. I don't know what it weighed. My scale stopped at 32 pounds and it buried it. But I told him, you help me land this, you can have it. And as soon as I got it in there, man, dude took off his jacket and wrapped it around it and bolted up the hill because there's a season for those. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't paddlefish season. But yeah, that was one of the biggest fish I think probably the biggest fish I've ever caught. With that bill was up past my face and the tail was down at my feet. I had an old flip phone. This was a long time ago. I put my foot down next to it on the ground to snap a picture of it up in between our cars. And I still have that phone somewhere. I still have that picture, but just to gauge how big that freaking thing was. But what happened was my lure went around his freaking bill and hooked. I lassoed his bill, and I never let pressure off. He didn't bite that thing. I snagged him by his bill. By it somehow he must have swam through it and it flipped it around and that treble hooked. It just hooked like a noose, man. But if I would have let pressure off, he probably could have got out of it. But I never let that pressure, man. And that bill is narrow and it goes up and gets bigger. So it it was wild. Funnest time I ever had catching a fish. Yeah, that's like my ex aunt. She's owns a sign company in Harvester, Missouri, up by St. Charles. And the name on the back of her boat is $3 signs and money. No, I'm sorry, sign and $3 signs. Sign money. That's what it stands for. Because she's made all of her money making signs. Banacom is the name of her company. It was a chain at one point in time, but the corporate ended up closed up, but she kept the name, and I'm sure she's still doing that. She's got to be getting old. She's got to be like in her 70s now or close to it. Yeah, I was looking into getting one of those for Illinois a while. It's been a while now because I live real close to Illinois, and there's actually some good places to fish in Illinois, a lot closer than anything in Missouri, lake-wise, that I could go have some fun at. And I may look into that again. I forgot what it cost. That was years ago. I know everything's probably went up since then. There's a local bait and tackle shop here in the city, Paul's Bait and Tackle, I think it's called. I went there last year. I don't know what time of the year it was. It was after the COVID started. But I ran in there to grab a fishing license. Uh, this was like March. I would say it was like March. And she's like, "No, I can't get you a fishing license. That machine hasn't worked since like December or September or something like that." All I know is like 4 months after I was in there like 4 months after she said the machine had broke. And that place is, I think the guy that the Paul, the original owner of it, it was like her dad or grandpa or something, and they inherited it. And he died or something. There's tackle on the wall that's probably 15 years old, man, still for sale. I recognize the packaging. There's packaging I recognize from when I was a kid, still there with price tags on it. Havasaw. I think I've heard of that. Barefoot children. Oh man, I gotta fire up my apps and try and make some money. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off this stream. I'm gonna get relocated and go grab a soda. I was debating trying to work my way over to the gas station or just drive there and get my soda right away. And I think I'm gonna just drive there and get my soda. I'm just debating how I want to get there because straight ahead of me, I can jump on this highway 55 north, and it intersects with 44 right up the road. That'll take me to where I want to be, or do I want to cut through town? I don't know. But it's 5:15 and I need to start making money. So I'll be back in a bit. I'll probably keep the live going all night. Never know. But good talking with you, man. Maybe we'll meet up at Lake of the Ozarks someday. That means I gotta leave St. Louis. I don't like going anywhere. The problem is once I get somewhere, I don't want to come back. Like that first time I went to Lake of the Ozarks, I ended up down there for 5 months. I go to Gulf Shores, Alabama. I'm like, I could do that. I could live down here. I could do that. Actually, I could. I could go do Uber Eats down there. But yeah, that's the problem. I don't like going on vacations much because I'll do staycations, but vacations, I never want to come back home. I'll figure, my mind's going when I'm there figuring out ways that I could live to wherever I'm at. But plus, I want to be by the water eventually. I'd love that, be by the water. I want too many different things in my property. I want seclusion. I want acreage. I want a cave so I can build a bat cave, fallout bomb shelter, whatever you want to call it, bug out bunker. I need a creek running so I can do hydropower. I gotta have good open area for sun so I can do some solar stuff. Wind's got to whip through there so I can also play around with wind power because I want to get it kind of as off grid as I can. But I also want to be like by a big body of water. Yeah, I want too much. It's almost like I'm going to have multiple properties and I can't afford any of it. But yeah, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to sign off right now. We'll see you, man. Rock and roll.